Hello everyone, so first thing you need to do is to fill in a layer with the pale blue color, then with the gradient to make the top side a little bit darker and the downside a little bit lighter. The next buildings, with the rectangle tool, draw random rectangle shapes, then fill them in with color. If you use the different color to draw the lines, make sure you fill in the lines with the same color too. Then next, create a group and add all these building layers to it. And with the transform tool, select the group and tilt it. You're free to add more buildings and customize the ones you already drew, just so it fits what you want. You should merge all the building layers to one layer and set the layer on alpha lock so that you can easily place the shadows. To alpha lock, just click the checked box that is shown on the right side of that layer and a lock shows up. With the shadows, you can give a 3D form to the buildings. Make the light sides and the dark sides contrast. Now for the windows. I never knew drawing windows could be so hard until this drawing. So the key here is to draw a rectangular shape, fill it in with color, and duplicate it. You would want to save the original rectangle shape or the original rectangle block because it would come in handy when you want to create other versions of the windows. Now the line tool will be your best friend in this, the line tool and the eraser tool. With the line tool, you should draw lines that erase sections of the windows. What you should note is that perspective comes into play in this drawing. For the windows at the buildings in the back of the city, they should be smaller, but the windows you see at the buildings in front of the city should be bigger. I'm just going to select this portion of the windows with the freehand selection tool, then click transform. And with your hand on the control button, you can change the angle of the windows. Go ahead and do this for the windows in the other buildings. To remove the selection, just click select at the top of your workspace and deselect. Remember to clean off an edge of the buildings to make it look more realistic. So next we add elements to the buildings. There's really no format to this, we just don't want it to look flat. You should also create these elements on a separate layer, then when you're done, merge them to the original building layer and blend everything out. Then duplicate this layer and set the top one to multiply. Before you apply the colors, merge the window layers to one and duplicate it, just so you have a copy you can use if anything goes wrong. The main colors we are going to be using for this are purple, pink, blue, turquoise, the color of the windows, white. Make sure you set the window layer to alpha lock so that any color you apply will be restricted only to the window layer. you've applied your first set of colors on the window layer, create the second layer and set it to color dodge. Then on this layer, you can give this drawing this glowy feel. You would find out that some colors don't show well on the color dodge layer, so you can go back to the window layer and apply them there, or create a normal layer and apply the colors there. So there was this thing I noticed late in the drawing. I'm pretty sure you can see it too. Yeah, these lines on the window that you can obviously tell I did not draw them. So they're from when I filled in the window blocks at the beginning. Apparently there was some space left and I did not go over it with the paintbrush. It was not a problem for me, so I just left it. But if it's a problem for you, what you can do is once you fill in the window blocks at the beginning, go over the corners with the paintbrush. On a separate layer, increase the size of the basic one brush and draw a line. This will be the bridge. Then draw the bridge cables. I will put the name of the brush I used in the comment section. With the airbrush softs, go over the cables to make them darker. Create a second color dodge layer to increase the glow effect at the down part of the city. Create a layer above the main bridge layer and add in some highlights with the same color you used for the glow. Then with the blender blower, blend everything out. Next thing you should do is to darken the sky of the city so the glow pops out more. I created a layer just above the background layer, and with the airbrush softs, I gradually darkened the background. Next, you want to go back to the layer of the bridge and create a new layer above the rest and just darken the top part of the bridge. Now for your dystopian human. You can choose to draw whatever you like, but just remember to give it this reflective glow after. And that's all for today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more art tutorials.